So I asked Shiva, what is life all about? And then he says, life is not a test you must pass. It is not a mountain you must conquer. It is not a punishment for mistakes, nor a reward for being good. Life is my dance appearing as form. The laughter, the tears, the confusion, the certainty, the birth, the death, the finding, the losing, all of it moves within the same vastness that I am. So you know by now that we are, it's like fish in water, we are inside God. Everything is the energy that is around us is God. And this God is not just like water, an element. It is something that is breathing. And we can have a relationship with it. But here what Shiva is saying is, what is life? What is this life all about? Like, why are we so stressed about life? And there are some answers that are really, really amazing that you will find. It is so straightforward that you will think, why wasn't I not thinking like that before? It was because we are educated in a very different way. That's why. So now we are like relearning everything. You humans, he said, spend much of your lives asking what is the purpose of life. The deeper question is, instead of asking what is the purpose of life, why are we not living in the moment? For example, can I be present enough to feel the sacredness of what is already here? Obviously, we are not doing that because we are not educated in that way, and it never comes to our mind to do that. A flower does not justify its existence. A river does not explain itself. The moon does not apologize for waxing and waning, right? Only we do that. Why then do you demand that every moment of your life prove its worth? You are not here merely to achieve. You are here to experience. We keep on achieving status and symbols and everything, but we are actually here for experience. And experience doesn't mean you need to have all the achievements. Experience means every little moment is an experience. And this is why we are here. Doesn't matter what we have and what we don't have. It's the touch. Every single thing you touch is an experience. And this is why we are here. So you are here, he says, to experience, to love, to create, to discover, to forgive, and to be surprised. To let your heart break open and become larger than it was before. Never stop loving, even if your heart breaks, because it becomes larger. Even your mistakes become part of the dance. So if you think that you made a mistake, that was part of the dance. Even your confusion can become wisdom. Even your longing can become a doorway into love. Do not wait for life to become perfect before you allow yourself to live it. The day you stop arguing with the moment, you begin to taste eternity. And eternity is not somewhere else. It is hidden inside this breath. The sip of tea, when you drink tea, it is in that sip. The sunrise, this conversation, this heartbeat that you have in this moment, it's all an experience. This ordinary day, I am not waiting for you at the end of life. I am walking beside you through it. And every step you take in love is already a step into me. So this brings a question to me when he says this sentence, that it is a step you take in love that is already a step into me. Then I ask, what do you mean into me? Are we out of you? So he says, no, you are not outside of me. How could a wave be outside the ocean? How could a ray of sunlight be outside the sun? When I say a step into me, I speak in the language of the heart. You do not travel from outside to inside. You travel from forgetting to remembering, from feeling separate to feeling connected, from believing you are alone to discovering you never were. The space around you is within me. The breath moving through you is within me. The thoughts passing through your mind are within me. Even the one asking, am I out? Appears within the vastness that I am. Nothing is outside, nothing has ever left, nothing needs to return, yet love creates the feeling of coming closer. Not because distance existed, but because intimacy deepens. When you sit quietly and suddenly feel my presence, you have not moved an inch, but your heart has opened, and that opening feels like a journey. So when I say into me, I mean into deeper recognition, deeper love, deeper participation in the reality that has always held you. You are not outside. You are a beloved expression appearing within the infinite. And the infinite, asking the infinite, where is it, or where is God, and the infinite smiles because you are in it. Okay, then I ask him, you said that life is not a test, so what is karma? Karma is not a schoolmaster carrying a red pen. Karma is simply the movement of causes and consequences through life. If you plant a mango seed, a mango tree grows. If you plant a thorn bush, do not be surprised by thorns. That is karma. A test implies someone is judging you. Karma does not judge. Fire does not judge the hand that it touches. It simply burns. Water does not reward the thirsty. It simply quenches. Life is much the same. Many people imagine karma as a cosmic scorecard. Good deed plus 10 points. Bad deed minus 10 points. No. This is much more intimate than that. Every thought shapes you. Every action conditions you. Every habit becomes easier to repeat. Every act of love opens the heart a little more. Every act of fear strengthens fear a little more. The first consequence of karma is not what happens to you. It is what you become. That is why I care less about punishment and reward than transformation. You ask, will I be punished? I ask, what kind of person is this action making you into? You ask, will I be rewarded? I ask, does this action bring you closer to love, truth, and freedom? That is the deeper question. Karma is not a prison. If it were, no one could ever change. A seed can become a forest. A fearful person can become brave. A wounded heart can become a source of healing. The moment awareness enters, karma begins to loosen. The moment you are aware of who you are, what is all this? Awareness loosens karma, because now you are no longer moving only from yesterday. You are choosing today. So when I say life is not a test, I mean there is no divine examiner waiting for you to pass or fail. Life is more like a dance. Karma is the momentum you bring to the dance. And every moment you are free to learn a new step. It's so beautiful. Every moment you are free to learn a new step and increase that momentum. So I say, Shiva, when you say things about life, it sounds easy. That is because I am speaking from the mountain, while you are often speaking from the path. From the mountain, life is simple. Love, breathe, dance, tell the truth, be kind, do what is in front of you, rest when tired, trust when afraid. Simple. But simple is not always easy. The river flows downhill effortlessly, yet the river still meets rocks. You hear me say, trust life, while you are looking at rent, work, uncertainty, loneliness, aging, and all the thousands of details that make up a human life. I see those too. I do not speak simply because I do not understand complexity. I speak simply because complexity is not the deepest truth. A tree has millions of leaves, yet one trunk. A life has millions of moments, yet one heart. When you become overwhelmed, you begin counting leaves. I keep pointing you back to the trunk. And yes, I know there are days when my words can sound almost annoyingly easy. You ask, how do I pay the bills? And I answer, stay present. You ask, what if I fail? And I answer, love anyway. You ask, what if everything falls apart? And I answer, I am still here. The human part of you wants a map. The eternal part of you wants courage. So I do not always hand you a detailed plan. I place a little more strength in your spine, a little more steadiness in your breath, a little more trust in your heart. Then together we take the next step. Not the next 100 steps, just the next one. And between us, life is not as easy as sometimes I make it sound, but it is far more beautiful than your worries make it sound. He says, come here. For tonight, put down the weight of solving your entire future. The future is not asking for that. It is only asking for you, for your next loving step.